Hey everybody, just two quick things real fast. Number one, we know that there are some issues with the sound quality in our recordings. We're working on that and we're going to try to eliminate those as fast as possible. And number two, if you haven't been sticking around to the end of each episode, we know that we have the boring stuff at the end, but after each round of boring stuff, we close out the episode with some funny stuff as well. So stick around to the very end to hear that. Otherwise, love you guys. Enjoy the episode.
White Haze, I think they have at Sheets
That's
was
my nickname in high school.
I almost went back this morning, but I was like, I was running a little low on time. I was gonna order a nachos supreme, and not add anything to it, and see what happened.
Oh, I can tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get just some freaking chips in a box. So stupid. That legit made me like the most angry. Hate it.
What, talking about it or that whole situation?
The whole situation, like just the fact that like I can't comprehend still, even after our discussion about it, I cannot comprehend a human being looking at something like that and going, clearly they just wanted
Chips.
Just chips. Yeah. It's like, whatever. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to talk to Jesus about it and move on with my life. But yeah, I was like, I just could not comprehend that for the life of me. But
what was it I said the other week? Jesus loves you, but I sure don't. I'm still working on
I always say, yeah. I always say like, Jesus loves you, but he's still working on my heart. So you might want to be careful how you step there, bud.
I've kind of been cutting back on energy drinks. I didn't know how to tell you this, but
yeah, me too.
and not for
as I'm on my second one during recording,
and not for like health reasons or anything, but like they've been the carbonation. Like I'm trying to slowly cut out like all carbonated stuff.
Okay,
because like it's making my stomach like really. I don't know. I get super bloated, super like gas buildup. Yeah, and it's been really weird. As I'm drinking an energy drink right now.
I don't deal with that at all so like for me it was I had to switch off of coffee back in the day because the acidity started bothering my stomach. So that's why I'm on energy drinks in that sense. But yeah, no, I was trying to like taper back a little bit. I legit was like, and I had started to taper back, and then all of a sudden Angel from church showed up one day at the office because I had like helped him. So our friend Angel is Spanish speaking, so he has a tough time navigating a lot of things in like American culture and everything. So he was trying to get his someone here from the country that he came from. I don't want to say any of this online because it's like the details because there's like protection stuff there, but he wanted to like get somebody here, so I helped him as far as like booking the flight, making sure they got on it and all that kind of stuff.
Logistics,
just navigating everything.
Yeah.
And so to say thank you, because he always sees me with my energy drinks on Sunday mornings. Right. To say thank you, he brought me a 12-pack of like the tricolor with the white tropical and whatever the like kind of teal colored monsters in it, like that pack. Yeah. And the good ones like the zero sugar and all that kind of stuff. And so he brought it in and was like, he kind of asked me, like showed it to me. He's like, "Is this right?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the most right, bud." and
you
so
couldn't be more right.
The bad thing was that like right when I was like trying to like taper back on energy drinks, he showed up with that, and I already had 2 packs of Alani at the house, and so the monster stayed in the fridge at the office, and the Alani stayed here. But that was probably the worst combination because I was grabbing an Alani in the morning, drinking that like on the way to and while I was at work in the morning time. And then I have been doing really well. I'll say this. I've been doing really well about balancing an energy drink with a water. And so
that's good.
I drink an energy drink and then I force myself to drink an entire bottle of water before I can start another energy drink.
That's good.
And so I've been doing that. But it was like usually like energy drink all morning, water with lunch and a little bit after lunch, and then I usually around like 1:30, 2 o'clock I crack a second energy drink open and do that in the afternoon. So I got to start tapering back again.
My problem is I was doing really well, and so I started work at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I'm up at like between 3:30 and 4, and like out of the house at 4:30.
Yep.
I mean, it's nice because I get to come home at like 2:30, so I have like the rest of the afternoon. But
right
then there are days like I think it was Wednesday. I legitimately came home. I took Mason to one of his friend's house, came home at 4:00, and I was out until 7.
Yeah.
I had to go pick up Mason's prescription, grab Harper from Akron, and then I came back and went right back to sleep.
Yeah.
I took a 3-hour nap and then went right to bed.
Right back to bed, yeah. But when you're waking up at like 3 a.m., it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother day.
You slept until 7, and then you woke up for how long? Like, when did you go back to bed?
Like, maybe 9. Like, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, so, but still, like, if you
but that's more... And I know there's science and stuff behind it. That's a more restful period of time because we weren't meant to sleep like 8 straight hours. Like, we were meant to sleep for 3-4 hours, wake up, do something, and then go back to sleep. That's how like you're supposed to sleep.
I disagree. I'm like a full 8 hours kind of guy. That's what I usually
right,
rock,
but that's what we've conditioned ourselves to do. But naturally, that's with the circadian rhythms and things like that. Yeah. That's not natural.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like my 8 hours of sleep, but yeah. So,
all right. So I have a hypothetical question for you.
Okay, hit me.
All right, you have to start a cult.
Oh boy!
But it has to be as harmless and oddly specific as possible. What's it about?
Harmless and oddly specific as possible. Oh man. So many options on the table. That's the hard thing. I think if I was gonna like legitimately start a cult, mine's gonna be centered around Bojangles.
Oh, 100%. Okay. First member, right here.
It's it's the cult of Bojangles, and in the cult of Bojangles, it's like the top like thing that is the focal point of the cult is the Bo-Berry biscuit.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like it's like every cult meeting is at a Bojangles.
Getting more Bojangles to Northeast Ohio.
Like the cult only is allowed to wear yellow and red everywhere they go. Like like the Bojangles colors. We bless people with sweet tea. So like I could totally get on board for like just as like a harmless kind of like fun thing to do in a sense, like making a cult out of that would be hilarious.
I was trying to think of this like to be as funny as possible, and I was thinking I want to do a cult that does random acts of kindness, but it always has to be super inconvenient. Like holding a door open for somebody who's like halfway down the party, but still standing there holding it and just smiling.
Love it. I love that.
And just like
we should do that regardless. we should just make that a practice. So anytime we go somewhere, that we're going to like stand and awkwardly hold a door for like way too long,
right?
And tell people like the best part about that is like people see you doing it and they start to do that little half jog thing,
the jog run,
and you have to tell them like no,
take your time. Yeah.
Like I don't want you to go
I'm not going
fast.
anywhere. Yeah. I don't want you to slip and fall.
I'll be here until you get here. Yeah.
Or like you hear somebody sneezing like halfway across the store, and you just yell at the top of your lungs,
God
like "Bless you!" just being as kind and but it has to be random and awkward.
Oh yeah, I'm full on board for us putting that into practice, regardless of the cult.
But maybe both of them. Let's just do it.
The cult of random acts of kindness. I actually love that. I'm first member in that one. So yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh, this could be really fun. Like, yeah. So cult of Bojangles and the cult of awkward random acts of kindness.
Yeah. I'm down for that. So for all of our listeners out there, the Josherites we're calling you for now.
Until somebody comes up with a better name.
Until we get a better name. But yeah, for all of our listeners out there, join us in at least in the cult of the kindness act.
Yeah.
We want all of you to start doing that. Just make things as simultaneously good but awkward as you possibly can. I always like the idea too of like when you go to Walmart and somebody else has purchased like a full load of like groceries, but it's not like heavy stuff, right?
Right.
It's like if I go to Sam's Club and I see an old lady come out with like a bunch of like cases of water. Or
naturally,
like I'll help her push it out to her car and help her load it in and stuff like that. Like I typically try to see when I'm coming out of Sam's Club, I look in that little lane where people come to load stuff. I always look there to see if there's somebody that could use my help, so I could just jump in real quick, because most of the time I have like relatively nothing to load into my truck, and so I always try to help out people, but like not that kind of stuff, right? Not the big things.
Not the obvious
It's
things.
It's like when somebody comes out and they have that grocery cart that has like 3 bags in it, and you can tell that they're super light bags. Go up to them and just be like, "Can I help you load your groceries in your car?" And just see like what they say, because people are always just kind of like, "Nah, I'm good, thanks, man."
Or if you go and do grocery pickup, getting out of the car and helping them load the...
Oh, I do that anyway. I do that every time. Like Brooke would laugh at me because we would go and like I would pop the trunk on the car and then get out and like start helping them load everything in. And she's like, they're like paid to do that. And I'm like, I don't care. It's too much fun.
But yeah, so let us know some other awkward random acts of kindness that we can start doing, and then you do them. Then
join in with us, man. We'd love to have you guys like doing that. That'd be hilarious, especially as hopefully in the future, if this podcast grows, it would be great that all of our podcast listeners are just known for doing these random acts of kindness that have a little bit of awkwardness attached to them. That would be so good. All right. Well, let's jump in because we've got our Cryptid of the Month to cover this time.
November.
And so we'll dive into this episode and get into it in just a second. So good morning, Josh.
Good morning, Josh.
Recognize me? No? Well, I'm Josh. I got suspended from school because of Josh.
You're going to be there with me in every way imaginable, Josh.
Josh is truly in a trance, yes.
I went to high school with Josh, and I can tell you right now, he's a terrific kisser.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Josh, these are people's jobs we're talking about, Josh.
You don't make us
Josh walking in the door wasn't even close.
Josh, you are a muffin-snuggling pirate puncher.
Josh, it's a good guy. We can talk to him.
Please welcome Joshua. Josh.
All right, you ready to dive into our Cryptid of the Month this month?
Let's go. What do you got for us for November?
So the first thing I need to ask you about is, how much do you know about...
I love that you're starting off laughing, because this is going to be a good one.
How much do you know about Pope Lick Creek Trestle?
Okay, so I want to say it sounds familiar, but I don't know.
I'd be really surprised if it was familiar at all. Like maybe in passing in one of your deep dives into like looking up some of the cryptids, you might have seen this at some point.
I think, or it's in the cryptid manual that I have for D&D,
possibly so.
But I think it's not unfamiliar. I'll say that.
Okay. So this trestle that we're talking about, it's a train trestle, is near Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. Can we pause for a second? For our listeners who don't know what a train trestle is, what is a train trestle?
Oh, yeah, for the listeners. Yes,
100% for the listeners.
Just for the listeners. So a train trestle is when you see, essentially like it's a bridge for a train.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so it's those ones that you usually see that are like steel structures that are usually really high up in the air. So there's one over in Akron. So if you know the spot, like where you go underneath the highway, that's like way up in the air, there's a train trestle that's like that, that's nearby too.
Oh, okay, so kind of like when you're going down 77, like going south, like those big, like in Cumberland and
yes,
those
yeah,
ones.
Exactly. The ones that go over the highway. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Like one of them is the 1 hour mark away from home. Another one's like 4 hours.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted you to explain to the listeners.
Yeah, so everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else. Yeah, so they're on the same
totally
page.
on board.
Yeah. Cool.
So, so it's near Louisville, Kentucky, is where this one's located at.
Louisville.
Yep.
Louisville.
So I'll give you some descriptions of this trestle, and then we'll dive deeper into this story. So the trestle itself is 90 foot tall.
Okay,
so off of Pope Lick Creek. Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that.
So it is 90 feet from creek to
top of water, to top of train trestle is 90 foot.
And I'm gonna say creek, so I'm just getting that out of the way right now.
Yep. Okay. All right. It's 772 feet long.
Okay.
It's a really narrow. Like, I mean, this thing is designed just to be wide enough
like
for the train to pass over, and that's it. And it's an actual, like, still in function railroad bridge, right? That's it. The crazy thing about this, though, is that this one in particular, the Pope Lick Creek Trestle, has been known for being a place for a lot of tragic accidents happening,
as well as high up structures tend to be. I'm guessing,
right? It does, yeah. Like, I mean, anytime you have high bridges and stuff like that, there tends to be a lot of things the mishaps and stuff that happen there. The crazy thing about this one is that there's a legend that surrounds this trestle in that part of Kentucky, and that people there believe that these deaths and tragedies that have happened on this trestle or around it are not coincidence, and they're not just foolishness of people in that sense.
So everything's kind of connected, like, to a central...
There's something more sinister kind of behind these things. And that's where I get to introduce you to the Pope Lick Creek Monster.
Okay.
So, I just want to be clear, like, before we really dive into, like, the descriptions of this guy and everything, is that the Pope Lick Creek Monster is not a creature that roams around the Vatican creepily licking the Pope.
I'm just gonna let that one be, because I'm not gonna.
Yep. I ever since I started reading about this one, I'm like, I just cannot seem to separate this the name of this thing.
Yeah,
the Pope Lick Creek. How that became the name of this creek, I just don't know. So anyways,
on one of the visits, he was really thirsty and was driving by this creek, and
the Pope the Pope outside of Louisville, Kentucky, right? Yeah, right.
Maybe it's the last name, because I knew a kid with the last name of Pope, so
I did too.
Maybe
I've known some people. So the Pope Lick Creek Monster, he appears as a human goat hybrid.
So like Goat Man.
Yeah, Goat Man, but like the descriptions that I've read, he kind of falls in line with, because we'll talk about this a little bit more, but he kind of falls in line with what the imagery of Satan as like a goat type creature.
So like almost like a satyr.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it satyr?
Is it satyr? Or a fawn would be the one in Chronicles
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
So,
where it's like goat bottom.
Yep.
Hooves.
More humanistic
top
upper,
with horns.
Yeah, little horns and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll read the rest of the description in that sense. But it says he appears as a human goat hybrid with the grotesquely deformed body of a man. It has powerful fur-covered goat legs, an alabaster-skinned face with an aquiline nose and wide-set eyes.
So like a goat,
a goat version of Sasha. Okay, yeah. As soon as I saw the wide eyes thing, I was just like, oh, Sasha. If you don't know that one, guys, there's just a guy that makes funny videos online, and he has a character named Sasha her eyes, he uses a filter to make his eyes set really far apart, and the only thing she ever says is okay, and yeah, so anyways.
Why are you up?
Yeah, why are you out of bed right now? Okay, yeah. So, he has a short, or the creature has short, sharp horns that protrude from its forehead, right? So it's right in line with
like
what you're
little
saying.
Nubby horns, not like the curly horns, like a
sheep. So there's some back and forth on that, whether it's like, because some people say it's more like ram's horns, which would be like the
curvy, yeah.
And then some people say it's just the short, stubby ones. They're nestled in amongst long, greasy hairs, the way it is described, that matches the color of its fur on its legs. And so this is going to sound so funny. In my mind, I see this as, it is the goat legs, right, up until like the waist.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the fur pants kind of deal. The man's torso with this, like, because it kind of describes as like this gray alabaster skin,
right?
Like this weird off-colored skin and stuff like that. And then you get to the head, and it's like the face of like a goat with like the horn things. the hair in my mind, the way that it describes is like greasy and stuff like that. All I can see is Lionel Richie, like as like a goat man, and so
hello,
yeah.
Every time he appears, hello,
is it a train you're waiting for?
Is it me?
So, the idea behind this is kind of like, this comes from a literal description that I read online of him. It's as if Bigfoot and Satan's livestock had a baby together. Big fan of the descriptions on this guy.
That's kind of, yep, that sounds right on the nose.
There's a bunch of urban legends that exist about this creature's origins and the methods that it employs to kind of bring in victims.
Mm-hmm.
And so, according to some accounts, the creature uses either hypnosis or voice mimicry to lure trespassers to the trellis to meet their death by oncoming train. The idea behind this is that some people say that this creature has the ability to kind of like hypnotize people, that like when they see it, using fear as kind of like the medium for it, that it hypnotizes people into going out onto the train track on the trestle.
Right.
Which inevitably the train comes along and I mean the thing's 772 feet long.
Right, that's much shorter than it takes a train to stop.
Right, much shorter than it takes a train to stop, and much longer than the average human could outrun a train for. Right, that kind of thing. And so he uses this hypnosis to kind of drive people out onto it. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but he also uses voice mimicry as another like thing that people say, which is like that he's for parents. He's using the voice of their child to like call them like, help me, I'm on the train tracks, things along those lines.
No, I'm good.
And yeah, right. It's like this goes.
Which one though?
That goes back to which kid? But it kind of goes back to the skinwalkers and stuff like that.
Right.
It's like if you're in Appalachia and you hear your name called out,
you didn't hear your name called out.
And so same thing with this guy is like if you're near this trestle and you start hearing the voice of someone that you love calling out to you, you didn't hear the voice of somebody that you love calling out to you.
I was thinking like, what if that's the way you beat it? You trick it into thinking that it's a person you care about, and you're just like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna go that way.
Yeah. So okay, good luck with the train.
Yeah. Bye, Grandma. It's fine.
So other stories about the monster claim that it jumps down from the trestle onto the roofs of cars passing beneath it. And then there's even some people who have said that have come up with tales of that it attacks its victims with a blood-stained axe to scare them onto the bridge and stuff so that the train comes along. It's also been said that the very sight of the creature is so unsettling that those who see it walking across the trestle are driven to like leap off of the trestle to get away from it. So that's the kind of thing that I was saying, like as far as the fear tactics that it uses, is that you know, there's people that will go up just to explore the trestle and stuff and try to walk across it when they don't hear trains coming. And then they get like midway on the trestle or whatever, and they see this creature coming at them, and he's so terrifying looking that once he gets closer to them and they feel like I'm not going to be able to make it off the trestle in time, that they jump to try to get away from him. It's kind of, again, this is all urban legend stuff.
And I think it kind of goes into, especially like last month's with the Flatwoods. Yeah. Where like it's that aura of despair, aura of dread that kind of is associated with a lot of these, like Mothman, Flatwoods, this one.
Right. Yeah, this one definitely leans into like, you gotta love this about the guy. He at least has enough like self-awareness to know that he's really terrifying looking.
Right.
And so he uses that to his advantage to try to bring about.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Yeah. Yeah. Either that or you kind of feel for him to a degree because maybe he's like the squonk. He just wants somebody to love him. And
what if
people just they're like I would rather fling myself off of this trestle than love you.
What if all of these cryptids like don't speak in their normal voice because they have like a bobcat goldwing voice? Why are you running?
Yeah, come back. I just wanted to love you. That'd be hilarious. Can you imagine if all these cryptids, like, that's legitimately the reason why they are the way they are, is because they're socially awkward to some degree. It's like, it's not that they're trying to be terrifying. They just literally don't know how to interact with human beings.
We've cracked the code.
That's why Bigfoot's been avoiding everybody, is because in reality he's this giant hulking beast, and when you get up close to him,
crippling social.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Crippling social anxiety.
People back in the day have just been making so much fun of him for his voice that he's just like, I don't want to be around people anymore.
First it was my feet, now it's my voice. I don't hate it here.
There's legends that explain the creature's origin, including that he is this one was my favorite one, is that he is a human goat hybrid that basically, like, people in some weird experiment ended up creating this creature, and that they had put him in a circus, a traveling circus. At some point in time, the train that was with the circus wrecked at that trestle, right? So there's a big wreck. He escaped because of it. According to the urban legends, he murdered everyone involved in the circus for keeping him imprisoned and making him a sideshow for that long and stuff. And that's where his, like, bloodlust kind of comes from. And so since then, he has sought to, essentially, like, kill any humans that he comes across because of this, kind of hatred towards being created the way that he was and stuff.
Valid. I mean, I don't see, like, the continued killing of people, but, like, the original ones,
right?
Maybe.
Yeah, like the OG ones. Yeah. I'm the same way. I can kind of see it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, once we were done with those, you could have just
made your point,
gone on and lived your life not as a terrifying monster, maybe. But
did you try that?
So another version claims that the monster is really the twisted reincarnation of a farmer who sacrificed goats in exchange for satanic powers.
Okay, my thing is, why is it always goats?
That they get sacrificed?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's a biblical thing that people are tying it back to, like
the scapegoat?
The Bible. Yeah, the scapegoat for the Israelites or something like that. I don't know. Because in the Bible, there's a lot of goats sacrificed for different things.
Maybe they were just overpopulated. That's how they thinned their herd, was actually, they just continue to populate. I mean, like, this is like a genuine question. Like, why is it always goats?
Well, also, have you ever been around goats a lot?
No.
They're turds. I'm just saying. Like, of all the animals on a farm, it's pretty much the donkey and the goat are going to be the first two to go in my book. Everything else I could kind of deal with. Well, I'll say this. Some chickens are absolute pains in the butt, but we kill chickens for meat anyway.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But the goats, yeah.
Have you ever had rotisserie chicken?
If you've
ever, the best.
If you've ever been around a goat that just, like, constantly wants to headbutt you, you're like, I could kill you.
So a toddler.
So it was really funny because when we went to North Carolina to do some of the relief stuff from the hurricane. We went to this guy named Edgar Ray's house, and he's a good close, like, friend of the family now and stuff. But we went there with a bunch of our people that had been to that place before, been to visit Ray before. And so we went back to his farm to help him out with some things. And as we're there, we're out in one of the fields that's like a fenced-in area where he keeps all of his animals. And he has a bunch of goats. He has a donkey. There's like a bunch of animals in there. And this one goat in particular just was dead set on headbutting Tori the whole time that we were out there. And I'm just like egging it on. I'm like, get her. I forget what the goat's name was, but I'm just like, the whole time I'm sitting there going like, come on, get her, hit her harder and stuff like that. And Tori's like, this is not funny. She's like literally holding its horns to hold it back. And she's like, this is not funny. So the idea behind this with the monster is that idea of, like, you almost kind of imagine, like, in these backwoods of Kentucky, there's this farmer out there with the pentagram drawn on the ground, and he's sacrificing goats for the sake of gaining some kind of, like, power from Satan, and he gets turned into this monster, and that's their at least explanation of it in that sense.
Interesting.
So the Popolik Creek monster is unique from a lot of the other cryptids that we've talked about, because the weird thing that sets it apart is that there's no actual, like, claimed sightings of the monster.
So everything is just,
it's all folklore and stuff that's kind of been made up surrounding it because of the deaths on this trestle, right? Like the people that things have happened to them. So the trestle kind of became known as like a favorite spot for people to go and try to spot this thing. The big thing is they say that like for younger guys that grew up around that area, it's known as the place where that's like bravery test place.
Like the rite of passage. Like
yeah, they dare each other to climb the trestle, which by the way, again, is 90 foot up in the air. And so like, I'm sure that the bravery test is basically like how high can you get kind of thing, which is like, if you make it to the top of that, 90 foot is redonkulously high.
Right.
For most people, like if you don't understand.
Especially for free climbing like that. And it's not like it's meant to be climbed.
Right. Like if you're out there and you don't understand the concept of how high that is, like my house is a 2-story home with an attic space that we're in right now. And from the sidewalk in front of our house to the peak of our house is somewhere in the ballpark of about like 36 feet or so.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess, between like 30 and 40 feet.
And so you take our house times 3.
Right.
And that's the height of that trellis or trestle. And these kids are climbing that. And so it kind of became this thing, right? And so
it's like the scene from The Lost Boys where they're underneath the train bridge. And
yeah. In the summer of 1987, there was a young boy that fell to his death from the trestle, but there were mixed like theories as to why it happened. Was he simply like dodging a train? Like, did he get to the top and there was a train coming and he just couldn't get off the bridge in time or whatever? Or was he thrown? Was he scared into jumping? What was the kind of reasoning behind it? And so, the couple other like really quick, I was trying to see if there was like one. Yeah. So the other like third explanation for this, this creature is that, some versions of his story claim that he's a goat man sorcerer who uses magic to hypnotize people into climbing the trestle, where they're struck by oncoming trains.
Nice.
And so, yeah. So
his name is Tim.
Yeah, right. What is your name, mighty sorcerer?
They called me Tim?
Yeah, but it's a very real danger in this sense too. Like the trestle is still active today.
Right.
And over the years, people that have gone hunting for this monster, trying to spot it and stuff like that, have been struck by trains and been killed, like thrown from the bridge. And as a matter of fact, in 2016, there was a 26-year-old girl, Raquel, she's from Ohio, but she died after being hit by a train while she was there looking for the monster. Her boyfriend was with her at the time, also there, like they were together looking for the monster. He survived by hanging off the side of the trestle as the train like hit his girlfriend and went by. And stuff like that. And so the local officials have made many public like statements and issues to people about this trestle, but the most recent one that I could find just simply said, "Please stop trying to meet the goat man. He's not real, but the trains definitely are."
I mean, that's fair. Well, it makes me think. I mean, people will always be people, and
100%.
It's like, like if I was a little bit more in shape, I would love to go like urban exploring, like with like abandoned buildings and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah. Sky loves to watch videos of these guys that's what they do on YouTube. Take you to abandoned buildings and just walk around inside of it.
I mean, because sometimes it's cool. Like you'll find cool stuff, but it does scratch an itch for me that like I would love to do it. But on the flip side of that, with like bridges and stuff like that, like you would think that there would be something that somebody would come up with that, a certain distance down the road, like you could essentially encase those bridges, those trestles with something that where once it reaches a certain point, like with weight wise for a certain distance, that it activates and opens a door or something like to prevent.
I think the only downside of that is that
when it doesn't work.
If it malfunctions, then you've got a train slamming into something at full speed, and that's never ever a good recipe.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, well, I mean, even if you made it like just a chain link gate too, like where it could smash through it and it doesn't. Right. You have to replace a gate.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the simple answer to that is in a sense. The simple answer is just boys and girls, stay off of the train trestles. Like just don't, like, especially if it's a 90-foot high, 772-foot long train trestle. Maybe just go, seems like there might be some wisdom in not trying to cross this thing. And I don't understand, like, if the creature was there, you would...
Like, what are you going to do?
Well, what are you going to do? But also, like, yeah, like right. It's like, you're going to go confront the goat man.
I kind of want to go do it, but, like, wait, what are you going to do?
But I'm just like, wouldn't you be able to, like, see the goat man from a distance as opposed to having to be, like, on the train trestle?
Here's the thing. My brain immediately goes to, it manifests itself, you know, a certain distance away. And I don't know whether or not, which direction these trains are coming, but, like, in front of where the train is.
Yeah.
And then essentially it's just, you know, a apparition, and then it's basically the train. So it prevents, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, watching too many movies and having the brain that I do.
And so not to go
like... so it doesn't even have, like, sides to it. It's just...
No. Yeah, so I just sent the picture over to Josh so he could see it. We will post these pictures on our social media so you guys can see what this trestle looks like. But when I say, like, it's... The trestle is it's the width of train tracks with maybe like 2 feet on the outside of it. But if you know anything about trains sit like the actual cars of a train, the wheels are inset.
Much narrower.
And so the exterior, like the outside part of the train is wider than the rails and stuff. Right. And so in the reality on this one, like you would not have much space at all.
You have zero space because the train looks like it's hanging over the edge of the bridge.
Right. So it's a very narrow thing, and so like to go out on this deal, you're basically saying if a train comes along, I'm embracing the fact that I'm going to die.
This reminds me of the bridge in Stand By Me.
Yeah, I remember that. That's fair.
Where they're all coming back. But
you know, so not to go full blown like Haunted Cosmos in a sense and stuff like that, but to think about the tie-in in essence of, okay, so what do we make of this? The fact that so many people have bought into the idea that there's this goat man out there that's coaxing people out onto the bridge, and I would just simply say this is probably people trying to take things that happen in normal life and attribute some sort of like spiritual force to it in that sense, which we see with like a lot of the different cryptids that we talk about. Is people observe something that they can't explain. Mm-hmm. And so they come up with a creature that's kind of like the motivator behind it and stuff.
It's that esoteric wanting to fill in the gaps, and you're just, something's happening, something bad is happening. It can't be because of human nature. It has to be something extraterrestrial. It has to be something demonic, spiritual, something going on. It
can't just be that this is actually, in reality, just a really dangerous trestle, and that boys are going to be boys, that people are going to be people, you know, that kind of deal. So I would say like people be people. So I would just say, like, when you look at things like this, for those of you that are listening out there, is just to take on a proper perspective of, we as human beings will, if we see a series of things like people dying because of a trestle, if it happens more than a couple of times, then we as people try to start figuring out, well, what's the link? What's the explanation behind this? Instead of just simply saying this is a really dangerous place, and became more dangerous because of the hype around this goat man creature that's out there coaxing people onto the trellis, in that sense, the trestle. I keep saying trellis, but coaxing them onto the trestle, you know, it made it more dangerous because people are now going like, oh, I'm going to go out there and find this goat man, in a sense. And it's just putting more people into danger because they're buying into the hype of this urban legend kind of thing. Right. So anyways, you know, if you ever make your way down there and you get a chance to see this, take a picture. We'd love to see the trestle. Don't go on it.
Yes.
Don't climb it. Don't walk on it. If you're going to see the goat man, you're going to see the goat man regardless. Yeah, exactly. If he's actually out there. But this also brings up another idea that I had, which was, what if we just created like a goat man costume and went out there and started playing the goat man? I mean, Louisville's not that far away,
right?
So just
good old Louisville.
Louisville. You got to say it like you have gravel in your mouth.
Louisville.
All right. Do you have anything else for me in this episode?
I do. So coming off of spooky season, everything like that, Halloween, of the airing of this episode would have been last week. So the end of last week. So Halloween's on a Friday, which is kind of nice because I'm hoping that like trick or treat and stuff will be on a Friday, so they can actually like do it at night when you're supposed to do trick-or-treating, because
wouldn't that be wild?
When I was a kid, that's when we used to do it. But I mean, obviously 30 some years ago, things were a lot different. But anyway, one of my favorite movies to watch around that time of year is Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah,
Ghostbusters. I love me some Ghostbusters. Good. So with your Val Johnson continuum that you proposed, again, like I said in the episode, I did not remember that he was in Ghostbusters. Yep. So did you know there's actually a theory about the second movie of Ghostbusters?
Okay, you're going to have to remind me, because it's been a while since I watched Ghostbusters. So remind me the plot of the second one.
So the plot of the second one is they are kind of broke, out of money. The firehouse is kind of crumbling, and
the containment system is crumbling, right?
Yes.
It is failing on them?
Like that's like part of the thing. Like the containment system is failing. Okay. It gets shut down. That's where the ooze is the main plot of it, with Vigo.
Vigo, right? Okay. So I wanted to make sure I was thinking of the right.
That's where they bring the Statue of Liberty to life, and they fight and break through the glass of the thing. But what if I told you that there is an idea, a theory, that the Ghostbusters actually died at the end of the first movie?
Okay, I've actually heard of this theory, but don't know all the details of it.
So the idea is the Ghostbusters actually died during the rooftop confrontation with Gozer at the end of the first film, and everything after that, the celebration, the fame, even Ghostbusters 2, is them existing in some kind of limbo or afterlife.
Okay, so it's Ghostbuster Purgatory?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's Ghostbusters in Purgatory. Interesting. All right, so here's like the end of Ghostbusters. If you haven't seen it, this is spoilers. I don't care. This is a 40-plus-year-old movie.
I was about to say, if you haven't seen this movie by now, dude.
Like, I remember growing up
watch it anyway,
watching the cartoons. So
yeah, me too.
Right, so when Gozer commands them to choose the form of the Destructor, the team tries to stop Ray from thinking of anything, but he thinks of course,
the Stay Puft
Marshmallow Man. So soon after, they cross the streams, which Egon has specifically told them not to ever
do that. Right? Yeah.
So basically, it will cause a total protonic reversal, basically meaning the obliteration on a molecule level. So, so all of this stuff is going together, and it was basically creates a gigantic particle accelerator that it's just going to smash molecules and just
it's like it's a black hole in a sense, kind of thing.
Yes. So they do it anyway, and there's a massive explosion of white light. They're engulfed in energy, and then suddenly everything's fine. They're covered in marshmallow goo.
Right.
But is it?
So in the movie, supposedly the Marshmallow Man just explodes because of the particle acceleration in that sense. Covers most of New York,
right?
And marshmallow goo, fluff,
Dana?
if you will.
Is it Dana, the female character?
Sure.
Dana and Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
They get turned into dogs in this process. One's the gatekeeper, the other one's the keymaster.
Yeah.
And they're like crumbling out of the things, and they go down the stairs, and everybody's like cheering while covered in marshmallow goo. So this goes into the afterlife view. So suddenly there's a shift in tone. After the blast, New York is weirdly calm. The cheering crowd, the perfect hero's welcome. It all feels too dream-like, like a reward fantasy. So nobody questions the damage. I mean, there's a little bit of mention in the second movie of like the damage and stuff that they've caused.
Yeah.
But Gozer's Temple was a dimensional gate on top of a Manhattan skyscraper, yet the aftermath is strangely clean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's celebration, not chaos, not national panic. It's kind of eerie. So Ghostbusters 2 doubles down on this. In the sequel, the guys have lost all of their credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Their business has collapsed, and they're forced to start over, almost like purgatory, when they have to relive the same struggles to redeem themselves. So basically they're starting back at square one, doing kids' birthday parties. Yep. Because, and even they make the comment about nobody remembering what they did 5 years ago.
Right.
Which, I mean, even if it had been 5 years or whatever length of time had passed, it's still a pretty memorable event.
You saved the world. That's
from a 50-foot giant marshmallow. So the Pink River of Slime is
kind of to be bigger than 50 foot.
Or was it 100 foot?
I thought it had to be at least 100 foot because it was like
Godzilla.
They were looking him in the eyes on top of a skyscraper. So.
Well, I think he had started to climb the building. If I remember correctly, he was climbing up the building. Okay. It was like a Godzilla or a King Kong type.
Gotcha. Okay.
The pink river of slime that feeds on negative emotions could represent the spiritual residue of unresolved attachments.
Yeah.
Vigo the Carpathian, the painting.
Can we talk for a second about how great the scene is where they're yelling at the toaster and belittling it to get it to react to that? That's one of the best cinematic scenes ever.
And then Ray, or no, was it Ray? One of them sticks her hand. It was Bill Murray's character.
Oh yeah. So good.
Yeah. And then Vigo the Carpathian's painting at the end with the Ghostbusters' face immortalized on it symbols their final acceptance into the afterlife. So at the end of the movie, it changes to them with harps and petting a lamb and stuff like that. And Egon's continued persistence in afterlife, which is the 2021 movie, which I didn't watch any of the new ones because
I haven't either.
It's one of those nostalgia things that I want to keep it in my little bubble.
Right.
So the later film shows Egon as a literal ghost helping his family, which makes the theory eerily circular. Maybe he's been dead since the first movie and the others just joined him later.
Right. Well, the idea of so the changing of the painting to where they're all angelic with harps and petting the lamb and all that kind of stuff. That would play into that whole idea of that was in their purgatory. There was this hint that was dropped of you actually did die.
Yeah.
And this is your afterlife in that sense. And so it is funny that there's little tiny things here and there that are kind of oh, okay, maybe so.
So the emotional core under this theory, the Ghostbusters isn't just about fighting spirits. It's about facing death, accepting fate, and finding the meaning through sacrifice. They didn't defeat Gozer, they died defeating Gozer. And everything is their heaven. New York is saved, friends are reunited, the legacy is secured. So some theories take it even further that the celebration at the end is actually a shared death hallucination. Their souls are merging into the afterlife while believing they succeeded. That's why Ghostbusters 2 kind of feels off. If you kind of take it in this context, it does feel a little bit off from the first movie. And it's one of those things, it's a sequel, kind of those type of things, because it's not reality. It's a purgatory loop, and they're stuck fighting the same spiritual battle again and again and again and again and again and again.
It's interesting.
But it's one of those things where you take these kind of things, even when we did in the last episode with describing movies poorly.
Right.
When you kind of think back and think of, you put a realism to a movie, to fantasy and things like that. Yeah. You can kind of extrude things that maybe weren't the full intent, but you can lend very vast credibility to maybe they did. Right. It would explain it would explain the movie a lot better.
Yeah. So I have two thoughts.
Okay.
That came out of this. Number one is how interesting it is that out of Ghostbusters, we now have two theories that are headed off in different directions.
Right, completely different directions.
The supposed afterlife of the Ghostbusters, and then the Val Johnson continuum started with the trauma that was created from
and maybe
what happened in Manhattan.
Them dying and sacrificing themselves kicked off that trauma.
Maybe so. Yeah, that's an even deeper cut on that one, is to think okay.
These people saved saved everybody else's lives by destroying this,
right?
But they sacrificed themselves in the future, and unrealistically, he has that expectation, and then through the events of Die Hard and everything leading up to Die Hard,
right.
He's trying to not necessarily emulate that, but that's his standard.
He sees the standard of human sacrifice for the sake of others, and begins to try to live that out in his own life by becoming the law himself.
Yeah. And then that in such created his own purgatory loop of
eventually being stuck in family matters and all that kind of stuff. That's interesting. So it's funny how those things tie together. The second thing that I would ask is, I guess I would make a request is that if you and I should ever be in the situation where we're going to die at the same time, can we have a group hallucination?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like our final moments are just us like, we're the Ghostbusters. And
that's shared. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, because I started looking up, like, off of the tangent of the movie, like describing movies badly,
right?
Like different theories and stuff, like that people, which I have a list of them that we can go through in a different episode. But yeah, it was one of those things like tying back into other things that we've talked about, like when we did the corrections for the Balloon Fest.
Yeah, yep.
Like just things that through our own conversations spark other rabbit holes,
tie things in together and stuff
without involving lists. I know I talked to you this last week of recording about some topics that I want to look up.
Oh yeah,
I really don't want to end up on lists because I know, like even through like listening to Hot Cosmos, like a lot of the information doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So you have to like kind of use a little bit more of the Tor browser, the dark web to recover a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to commit to that just yet.
So we say that to say that if in the future the Joshes just mysteriously vanish,
just know we are happy with our lives. We don't enjoy mountain climbing or deep sea diving, those kind of things.
We are not seeking out ways of potentially disappearing ourselves. So if we disappear, just know that caveat. It wasn't us, and
the government does nothing wrong.
Somebody needs to do some research. Yeah.
The government does nothing wrong. They have our best interest in mind at all times.
We love the government. The government is great. Just to cover some bases.
Yes.
But it was funny because like we talked about like bringing up that idea of like the hallucination at death and all that kind of stuff is. You and I shared a couple of memes back and forth about ways that we wanted to be, remembered and wanted our funerals to go and stuff. And so there were some really funny ones in that one. What was the one? Because I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what it said about the putting our head on a stake.
Oh, so I want to be cremated from the neck down,
right?
So then my head put on like a stick. And if you want to say anything at my funeral about me, you have to hold my head. But it's like one of those things. Like I'm picturing the Jeff Dunham, like Jose Jalapeno on a stick, like talking, like facing my head towards the people, and then looking at me, and like going back and forth, and like making my head move and stuff, like interacting.
We used to have the best time hanging out, didn't we, Josh? Yes, that's correct. We sure did have a good time hanging out. And your little mouth's just moving. Oh, my gosh. So morbid, but so funny at the same time.
Oh, but again, it's just one of those things where it's like, if I can make somebody's day, even after I'm gone, like, that's a win for me.
Yeah. Because like... Gosh,
like yours wanting to be taxidermied and like set up like the old Ronald McDonald clown on the bench.
Yep, set me up on a love seat so people have to come and sit beside me and take pictures at my funeral. And then I like that's been one that I've said for a long time. And then I legit want the like after everybody leaves my funeral, I want somebody to send out a text message from my phone and say thanks for coming.
Yeah,
that's hands down. The best.
Or like during the funeral, somebody texts from it. It's really dark in here.
Yeah, I can't breathe. It's like, geez, all this stuff in my casket, no AC. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. That'd be hilarious. My gosh, can you imagine you're sitting in a funeral and you receive that text message from the guy in the box? Best case scenario.
100%.
Just for
everybody, like
peek behind the curtain. My wife is up here with us right now, and I'm just saying I want it. Like the text message better go out. the taxidermy thing, I get it if you guys are like fighting me on that one, but the text message thing better happen. I'm gonna be so mad if it doesn't.
You give me power of attorney just for that.
You guys. You guys get to heaven, and I'm just standing there with my arms crossed and a mean look on my face, just like, how dare you? I had one request.
You had one job.
Yeah, it's like one job to do after I was gone. Gosh. So
hate it here.
All right, well, let's get ready to wrap this bad boy up because we're at time for the day. We'll just remind you guys of the same thing we tell you at the end of each episode.
Go check out our link tree. It's linked every time we post, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you listen to. We always try to include our link tree. That way you can send it out to your friends on social media. It has all of our links. It has our Spotify, our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram. It's one easy to click on link, and then go ahead and share that with your friends. I know last week I said, go tag 2 people, tag us, and just share it. I mean, there's no harm in sharing a link. It's not a nefarious link or anything like that. It just helps us get out into the realm of other podcasts that people listen to.
Yeah, we're recording this so far ahead of time and stuff that we don't know if you guys have actually done that yet or not, but we're trusting that you did. And so we're going to say a preemptive thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
And we hope that you'll keep it up and stuff and share it out. Because,
and we do still have stickers left if anybody wants some stickers. We have those still available.
And hopefully by the time that we get to, probably not the next episode that we record, but the one after that we'll maybe be able to see if you guys have already done some of that stuff and shared it out. And then we'll be able to start figuring out what it looks like to get you guys some of the swag stuff we were talking about.
And as we kind of said, alluded to last episode, we are closing in on 50 episodes, which is absolutely bizarre.
Yeah, this is episode 43 for us. And so, or 43? Yeah, 43.
No, 44.
Is it 44?
Yeah. Pretty sure it's 44. Last episode, I think, was, because we usually start on the odd and then end on the even.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Josh,
anyway, it's 33.
Things than
it's 33 or 34, but so we are within striking distance of 50 episodes, which, again, thank you guys so much for sticking with us for this long.
A few more episodes and we'll be at 50. Like we said before, the plan is that we'll take a short break when we get to 50 just over the holidays at the end of 2025, and then we will come back strong in January of 2026 with season 2 of Good Morning Josh. So just kind of be looking forward to that, but go ahead and share this out. We'd love to be able to interact with it. Leave us some comments, give us some stuff to talk about, give us your input on anything we've talked through. If you've seen the Pope Lick Creek monster, I have to say it slow to get it right.
Or just the bridge. Or
just if you've been to that trestle before, let us know because we would love to hear about that as well. Otherwise, we love you guys very much, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye!
I will absolutely text everyone, but I'm not taxidermying you. That's crazy.
No, it's not.
No, that's...
Again, just give me power of attorney just for that.
No.
Brooke, why don't you love me?
I do. That's why I'm not.
If you suddenly woke up as a sentient houseplant, what would your survival plan be?
Me?
Yes.
A sentient houseplant.
I want to become Maurice.
Oh, that's solid.
Do you get to choose what kind of plant you are?
I'm just automatically choosing Venus flytrap.
Okay.
I don't know what I would want to be if I was going to be. If I could pick what kind of plant, a cactus.
Just
that makes total sense.
Slap people.
That makes total sense for her. Yeah, Brooke would definitely be a cactus.
Like once a year.
No, just the prickly side is the only thing.
But don't touch me.
I'd be a whomping willow. Just smacking people.